How we doing, sir?
Fine.
Deputy Kelly, DeWitt County Sheriff's Office. Reason for your stop is your speed. You know about how fast you were traveling?
Do I know how fast I was traveling? Do
Yeah.
I need to answer that question?
I would like for you to.
Yeah, well, I would like not to make any statements.
Okay. Let me have your driver's license and insurance card. Do you have a ID on your driver's license?
Have I committed a crime?
I can ask you at any time to identify yourself.
Am I under suspicion of committing a crime?
No.
Yeah, Texas is not a stop and identify state.
Hello, YouTube. In today's episode of Know Your Rights, we will be covering a video from the YouTube channel Alamo News. Please take a moment and head over to their YouTube channel and show them some love by subscribing to their channel. Before we jump into today's video, I want to take a moment and let everyone know that I have released my first ebook entitled Remain Silent, Top 3 Trick Questions Police Officers Will Ask You. If you want to know what these 3 questions are and how to respond to them, please click on the link in the description below to download your free copy of my ebook. Now let's get into today's video. Today's video took place in April 2019 in DeWitt County, Texas. The driver in this video was pulled over for allegedly speeding. When asked to produce identification, the driver did so. At that point, the officer decided he wanted to know the identity of the passenger. But when he was rebuffed by both the passenger and the driver of the vehicle, this officer started trying to make things up to justify why the passenger was required to show ID. Now, let's dive right into today's video and break down this footage.
How we doing, sir?
Fine.
Deputy Kelly, DeWitt County Sheriff's Office. Reason for your stop is your speed. You know about how fast you were traveling?
Do I know how fast I was traveling? Do
Yeah.
I need to answer that question?
I would like for you to.
Yeah, well, I would like not to make any statements.
Okay. Let me have your driver's license and insurance card. Do you have a ID on your driver's license?
Have I committed a crime?
I can ask you at any time to identify yourself.
Am I under suspicion of committing a crime?
No.
Yeah, Texas is not a stop and identify state.
Do you have a driver's license or identification on you?
Am I required to answer the question?
Yes, you are required to answer the question.
Well, I don't think he needs to identify if he hasn't committed a crime.
It doesn't matter. If I ask him to identify himself, he needs to identify himself.
Are you familiar with Penal Code 3802?
Yeah,
What does it say?
very well.
What does it say?
Do you have an ID on you or not?
You need to lawfully arrest him.
No, I don't have to lawfully arrest him. I don't have to. He's being detained on a traffic violation.
I love to see it when a citizen can quote the penal code correctly and in context, and the officer stands there dumbfounded because he has no clue what the law actually says. Well, for everyone out there in YouTube land, this is what Texas Penal Code 38-02 says. A person commits the offense of failure to identify if they intentionally refuse to give their name, address, or date of birth to a peace officer who has lawfully arrested the person and requested the information. Just so you know, the officer is correct that the passenger is being detained currently, but not for the traffic violation. The violation alone is just for the driver, not the passenger. The courts have ruled the passengers are legally seized when the vehicle they are traveling in is pulled over for a traffic violation. But this seizure is not enough legal justification to either arrest or ID the passenger. Other factors have to come into play for the seizure to escalate to an arrest. The officer already stated that he doesn't believe the passenger has committed a crime, so the passenger is under no legal obligation to show his ID.
Yeah, he's not driving.
It doesn't matter. He's being detained at a traffic stop. I have the right to identify anybody in the vehicle.
Unless you suspect him of a crime. That's 3802.
That's what I'm going to do, is see if he has any warrants or anything for his arrest.
Well, you suspect him of having any warrants?
could be, yeah.
Well, you have to articulate your reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime.
You're breaking the law twice.
Well, you're talking to me then.
Yeah. Okay. He's a passenger in a vehicle that the law's being broke in. Okay. You were speeding, number one. Number two, you're
allegedly speeding.
Allegedly speeding.
Allegedly.
80,
that's your allegation.
84 and a 70 is not allegedly.
That's your allegation. I haven't been convicted of that.
Your registration is out on your vehicle, so I could arrest you if I wanted to.
But I don't think that's an arrestable offense.
Yes, it is. The only two non-arrestable offenses: speeding and open container. Which you have a speeding violation, and you don't have an open container, but you do have expired registration. Okay. I can have this vehicle towed, and you can be arrested.
To be towed, I have to be convicted of the crime.
You are convicted. You're driving a vehicle.
I haven't been to court.
You're being okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an ID on you or not?
Am I required to give it to you?
You are required to give it.
Do you have a supervisor?
I sure do.
Okay, we'd like to talk to him.
Okay, I will let you talk to him, and if I have to, I'll have him come out here.
Okay? I'm requesting a supervisor.
Okay, all right, good deal. Reese, I'm going to be out here for a few minutes.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
I pulled this guy over 84 and a 70 on 119. I asked him for his driver's license and insurance, and of course are you aware of penal code, yada yada yada, all this and that. Well, he's got expired registration on the vehicle. Asked the passenger for his identification. He wouldn't give me his identification at all. He's asking for a supervisor to make location.
They're asking for a supervisor to make location on a traffic stop?
Yes.
Where are they from?
San Antonio. I told him, that he's in violation of the law because he was speeding. He said, no, I was allegedly speeding. And I said, well, you also have expired registration. And he said that he hasn't been convicted of that, so there's nothing I can do about it.
Are they
and
like
I have no idea. It's two Hispanic gentlemen.
Two Hispanics?
Yeah, I told him, he could be arrested for the registration, and the vehicle could be towed. And he sat and argued with me and said, no, I can't do that, and that I need to have. He's requesting a supervisor to make location.
Okay. Let me call Chief, tell him what's going on, and then I'll call you back.
Okay.
Okay, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. The guys are not IDing, and he's refusing to cooperate with the rest of us. That's correct?
What is going on is the driver. I went up, I introduced myself, this Deputy Kelly, blah blah blah, and I asked him for his license and insurance, and he handed me his license. He hadn't handed me his insurance yet, and then I asked the passenger. I said, can I see your? Do you have an ID or can I get your name and date of birth? And he goes, have I committed a crime, or am I suspicious of committing a crime? And I said no. I said, but we check everybody that we have the right to check anybody in the vehicle to just to see if to identify yourself, number one, see if you have any if there's any issues or whatever, warrants or whatever. And he said, but have I committed a crime? And then the guy said, well, you're aware of penal code such and such and such? And I said, yes sir, I am. And he said, well, you need to read over that a little bit better or something. And I said, well, you also have committed a violation with expired registration. And I said, so you guys are being detained on a traffic violation, and that's why I'm asking for identification from both of you. And he goes to say, I'm alleged, you're alleging, I haven't been convicted of the speeding violation. I said, but you do, have expired registration. He said, but the passenger's not. He's not driving the vehicle. Why do you need his identification? And I explained it to him again. He goes, well, I need your supervisor to come out here.
Well, supervisors are off, and
Yeah.
she said, I'm not coming out.
Okay.
Get Mr. D or Brandon out there with you.
Uh-huh.
Chief said, because at the time, I got the two mixed up. I thought you said the guy hadn't provided the ID.
The driver gave me his identification. I ran him and he's clear.
Okay.
But there, he's being the passenger's
Right.
not cooperating. They're driving 84 miles an hour in a 70 mile an hour zone.
1216 status.
Hang on one second. 1216. Everything's okay. Can you have 1208 make my location, please?
Dewey County, 1208.
So, but the passenger's not cooperating.
Okay. Well, the passenger technically, we can request, but he doesn't have to.
Sure.
Okay. Tell the guy you're going to be cited for this and this. If he refuses to sign, tell him, okay, then you got to go before a magistrate. You're under arrest.
Okay. So if he refuses to sign the citation, then arrest him.
Right. And tow the vehicle. We give the passenger a ride back to the office and let him sit there.
Okay. All right, sir. I need you to sign here across the top. It's not an admission of guilt, just stating you'll contact the court on or before the 22nd of February.
All right. Here's a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if I don't sign it?
Well, you're refusing to sign, you'll go to jail.
I go to jail?
Yeah.
So, okay, so what I'm just trying to get across, my signature is not going to be voluntary. It's going to be on the
Well, it's just a promise that you're going to contact the court. That's what your signature is promising.
But my signature is not voluntary. I'm doing it because if not, you're taking me to jail.
Okay.
That's the only way.
Well,
that's the only reason I'm signing this.
Okay. You're signing saying that you're going to go to court on or before this date. That's what your signature, regardless if you want to sign it or not.
Okay.
That's what that signature is for.
Yeah, just for the record, my signature is not voluntary, and I'm signing this because if I don't sign, you take me to jail. That's
Okay.
what you said.
What you're doing when you sign that is you're promising that you're going to go to court,
Yes.
regardless if you volunteered or not.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'm saying my signature is not voluntary. My signature says I'm gonna go to court,
Yes.
but my signature is not voluntary.
That doesn't make any. I don't understand what you're saying.
What I'm trying to say is you're making me sign it because if no, I go to jail.
No, I'm asking you to sign it. It's up to you whether you want to sign it or not.
It's under it's under threat, duress, and coercion. I mean, if I don't sign it, I go to jail. That's the only reason.
Well,
I'm
if you
signing
don't
it.
go to court, you go to jail.
Yeah. But right now, if I don't sign, I go to jail right now.
Yeah, so basically all this is saying is you're going to go to court. If you don't go to court, then you get a warrant and you go to jail.
In the end, the driver signed the ticket and the officer went about his way without getting the identification of the passenger. On a quick side note, ultimately the prosecutor dismissed this ticket. Well, YouTube, I hope you liked this video, and please remember to go over and check out Alamo iNews YouTube channel and show them some love by subscribing to their channel. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this one, please subscribe to my channel. And if you have a video you would like me to break down, please submit it to knowyourrightsnews@gmail.com. The link is in the description below. And while you're down in the description, please don't forget to get your free copy of my new ebook, Remain Silent. Until next time, YouTube, you stay safe out there.